Tes,
Bingung.
tes.
Halo. Enggak bisa. Halo. Halo juga.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Miss. Selamat siang.
Ya, selamat siang
Waalaikumsalam.
Apa kabar, Miss,
Alhamdulillah.
hari ini?
Saya dengar bunyi iko lah macam gema-gema tu.
Yes. Apakah suara saya sudah jelas, Miss?
Alhamdulillah tidak.
Ah,
Hmm.
oke.
Ya,
Ah,
Alhamdulillah sihat semua.
kami sehat semua, Miss. Sehat, sehat.
Ah, suara saya jelas ke?
Suara Miss terdengar jelas, jelas, jelas.
Jelas. Jelas.
Terdengar.
Okey.
Saya- oke. Mungkin eh, kami bisa mulai, ya, Miss.
Boleh. Saya tengok nama tu macam tak ada nama Miss Rehana. Dek.
Because itu rekan saya, Miss Raihana, memberikan saya kontaknya untuk Miss, because Raihana
Oh,
is
okey.
is different, berbeda narasumber.
Ah,
So,
sebelum tu
it- hmm,
unofficial lah kan? Ah,
iya,
boleh saya tahu macam mana boleh contact macam jumpa saya punya profile macam nak approach tu.
ke Raihana, Miss.
Oleh Hana tu lah.
Hmm, yes, yes.
Okay.
Nah, tunggu sebentar, Miss. Kami ingin share screen our material. Yes, we are to. Yes, yes. Selamat siang semuanya, good afternoon, terutama pada Miss Ainin. Welcome to our focus group discussion with the topic preserving cultural identity through library. We also want to have a PowerPoint presentation to give to material to you to make the discussion easy and more comfort to everyone. We can use English and speak bahasa Malaysia and Indonesia, whichever we prefers. Before we start, I would like to explain the techniques about our FGD. And in the first, our team will present the PowerPoint material. And after that, if Miss Ainin want to asking about material of presentation, Miss can also asking we are, and also in the next session is your space, Miss, to explanation about cultural in International Islamic University Malaysia Library. And the next session is maybe we want to ask you about the cultural in International Islamic University Malaysia Libraries. And to save our time, before we start the presentation, let me introduce our team. So first time, my name is Faiz Adli Pratama. My nickname is Faiz. And also there is my colleague Mutia Sari, that the nickname is Mutia. And my also colleague is Ruth Cynthia Sianturi. The nickname is Ruth. And also the last my colleague is Syahwa Akila Siregar. Is the nickname is Syahwa. Maybe next. Syah. The first sub of
I have
this.
question.
Oh,
So
yes,
all of you will be present today.
yes, to you, Miss
Uh,
Ainin.
so everybody have their own topic lah. Everybody have their own topic to present.
Yes,
Okay.
every person want to present to you, Miss, in the material.
Good, good.
Maybe I can next to explain the material, Miss. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, the first is I want to explain why is cultural identity is important. In the first about cultural identity shapes the identity of our society is first reflect the character, values, and pride of nation. Yang pertama, identitas budaya itu yang membentuk siapa kita sebagai sebuah masyarakat dan kebanggaan bagi negara. And second is serves as a moral and social foundation in community life. Sebagai pencerminan nilai-nilai kita, karakter bangsa, dan hal-hal yang kita banggakan jadi bagian dari negara kita ini. Dan selanjutnya is a strength, a sense of belonging and international solidarity itu menguatkan rasa memiliki dan solidaritas antar generasi ke depannya. And next is acts as a cultural defense in the era of globalization sebagai benteng dan kebanggaan ketahanan budaya pada arus globalisasi yang sebagai identitas negara kita. And next, preserve tradition, language, and local wisdom. Menjaga keberlanjutan tradisi, bahasa, dan kearifan lokal bagi suatu negara. Next is how a youth perspective on a cultural identity. First, many young people feel disconnects from local culture. Jadi banyak pemuda mulai merasa asing dengan budaya lokal mereka sendiri. And they see the traditional values as something old school or irrelevant. Nilai-nilai tradisional sering dianggap kuno bagi pemuda dan gak cocok lagi sama zaman sekarang. And next is modern lifestyle and foreign digital content dominates daily life. Gaya hidup modern dan arus kuat dari digital asing mendominasi dari dibanding budaya sendiri. And next is social media mostly promote global culture trend. Media sosial lebih banyak menampilkan budaya-budaya luar dibanding budaya lokal and limits exposure and engagement with their own heritage. Kurangnya pemuda untuk ruang belajar dan interaksi dengan budaya sendiri karena budaya-budaya asing lebih sering dilihat dari media sosial. And that let's they see and slowly it's buruk for youngs. This is where the library come in to bridge helping young people to give the meaningful and relevant space for cultural. And next is the presentation to my colleague.
I have question for the previous slide.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, for the previous slide, the youth perspective.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. May I know where do you get this reference?
Yes, Miss. Our perspective about youth is our searching from our experience.
That means a personal experience.
Yeah, yes, personal
Not
experience.
not refer on any journal or conference paper.
In a journal, there are journal our take, but it's in next subbab, Miss.
Oh,
There
this one is
we
just personal
yeah
view lah.
yeah.
Personal view.
The first is personal, but
Uh,
next we use
uh,
journal in studi kasus to in cultural of perpustakaan in the next slide, Miss.
okay.
Okay, next maybe my colleague.
Baik, sebelumnya apa suaranya sudah terdengar?
Yes, sudah.
Okay, now we will discuss about the library role in preserving culture. Next slide. Preservation of ancient manuscript. The first is saving. Libraries serve as a place to saving historical documents and classic literacy works, so that they are not lost or damaged over time. Jadi perpustakaan itu sebagai tempat untuk kita melestarikan dokumen agar tidak dapat hilang ataupun rusak di tengah zaman. The second one is translating. The process of translation allows ancient text written in old or fragile language to be understood by modern society. Jadi perpustakaan itu memungkinkan naskah kuno dapat dipahami oleh masyarakat modern saat ini. The third is adapting ancient text to make them accessible. Adaptation is done to adjust the content of the manuscript to the present context and needs, so that the culture message remain relevant and easily accepted by the current generation. Jadi adaptasi ini dilakukan untuk menyesuaikan isi dari naskah-naskah kuno dengan konteks dan kebutuhan masa kini. Sehingga naskah tersebut mudah diterima oleh generasi sekarang maupun yang mendatang. One example is the Catholic Church, which translated Arabic manuscript into Latin during the Reformation. In Indonesia, similar efforts are made through research and dissemination of ancient manuscripts in order to instill noble culture value back to the community. Jadi pada masa reformasi di Eropa itu banyak sekali naskah berbahasa Arab yang diterjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Latin oleh Gereja Katolik sendiri. Meski manuskrip ini sempat dilupakan, perpustakaan Katolik menyimpannya, dan kemudian naskah ini bisa menjadi rujukan penting bagi para intelektual. Selanjutnya, the library also serves as a space for discussion, reflection, and pride in the cultural works of the past. One interesting example is the adaptation of Surat Centini by Elizabeth Inandia. It contains spiritual, moral, and social value. This has reviewed the Nusantara classic literature. Jadi Serat Centini ini merupakan naskah klasik yang awalnya ditulis dalam aksara Jawa. Lalu dialihbahasakan menjadi dalam bahasa Prancis oleh peneliti Prancis yang bernama Elizabeth Inandia. Dan kemudian Elizabeth menulis ulang Surat Centini ke dalam bahasa Indonesia yang awalnya belum diterjemahkan dalam bahasa apapun. Isi dari Serat Centini itu memuat beragam aspek kehidupan, mulai dari agama, adat istiadat, kesenian, hingga pendidikan tentang seputar seksual. Hal ini menjadi perhatian penting bahwa karya sastra harus kita lestarikan agar tidak hilang di telan zaman. Bahkan peneliti luar menyebutkan bahwa karya sastra ini merupakan karya yang luar biasa. Jadi seharusnya kitalah yang harus mengambil peran itu dalam mengadaptasi dan melestarikan budaya di negara kita sendiri. Untuk materi selanjutnya akan disampaikan oleh rekan saya, Sahwa.
Baik. Kedengaran? Baik. Udah kedengaran? Kedengaran?
Baik, izinkan saya untuk menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, Miss. Nah, di sini kami mengambil studi kasus
Dia macam
perpustakaan.
bergema.
Maaf, Miss.
Dia gema terlalu kuat.
Di ini aja mati speaker. Masih dengung, Miss?
Tak apa, teruskan.
Udah. Baik, studi kasus yang kami ambil yaitu perpustakaan Hamka SD Muhammadiyah Condong Catur, Yogyakarta. Dalam studi kasus ini, kami dalam jurnal GP ini mengenai upaya perpustakaan dalam melestarikan khazanah budaya lokal. Perpustakaan Hamka telah menerapkan berbagai program yang mengintegrasikan literasi dengan pelestarian budaya. Hal ini bertujuan untuk menumbuhkan apresiasi terhadap warisan budaya lokal di kalangan siswa, sekaligus mendukung perkembangan pendidikan mereka. Adapun upaya utama yang dilakukan oleh perpustakaan Hamka. Yang pertama itu Agrarian Culture Literacy House atau Rumah Literasi Budaya Agrasi. Nah, program ini memperkenalkan siswa pada budaya agraris melalui alat-alat permainan tradisional Jawa seperti luku, garu, lumpang, dan alat rumah tangga seperti gentong, lesung. Selain menampilkan beberapa alat, perpustakaan menyediakan layanan yang memuat buku-buku mengenai budaya-budaya zaman dahulu, mengenai pertanian, serta kehidupan masyarakat pedesaan. Tujuan dari upaya yang dilakukan ini adalah agar siswa memahami nilai-nilai budaya agraris yang menjadi bagian penting dari identitas budaya Indonesia, karena perpustakaan menyadari bahwa sekarang ini siswa tidak mengetahui budaya pertanian zaman dahulu. Yang kedua ada wayang and batik display as a learning media. Perpustakaan menampilkan koleksi wayang dan kain batik memungkinkan untuk siswa untuk berinteraksi langsung dengan warisan budaya Indonesia. Beberapa toko wayang seperti Pandawa dan Kurawa juga didisplay. Pustakawan juga membuat buku deskripsi tentang toko wayang seperti karakter dan sifat masing-masing dari toko wayang tersebut. Display ini berfungsi sebagai alat pembelajaran interaksi yang membuat siswa memahami nilai artistik dan sejarah wayang secara baik. Yang ketiga ada wayang literasi Step and Javan Script atau tanggal literasi wayang dan aksara Jawa. Program ini mendorong siswa untuk belajar tentang kisah wayang dan aksara Jawa yang memiliki akar kuat dalam tradisi Indonesia. Tangga literasi wayang aksara ini diletakkan di tangga sekolah di dekat pojok baca perpustakaan. Dengan pendekatan bertahap, siswa diajak memahami sejarah dan makna aksara Jawa serta cerita dalam perwayangan. Yang keempat ada library-based cultural learning atau pembelajaran perpustakaan berbasis budaya. Nah, perpustakaan di sini bekerja sama dengan guru mata pelajaran dalam mengenal budaya melalui perpustakaan. Contohnya seperti perpustakaan mengintegrasikan kegiatan mendongeng dan pembacaan cerita rakyat dalam program literasi guna meningkatkan kesadaran siswa terhadap budaya lokal. Sesi mendongeng tidak hanya meningkatkan keterampilan membaca, tapi juga memperkuat hubungan siswa dengan kekayaan budaya Nusantara. Yang terakhir itu ada penambahan koleksi budaya perpustakaan Hamka. Perpustakaan Hamka SD Muhammadiyah Condong Catur juga mempunyai koleksi mengenai budaya seperti buku, manuskrip, dan dokumen yang berkaitan dengan budaya lokal, termasuk cerita rakyat dan sejarah daerah. Koleksi ini menjadi sumber utama bagi siswa untuk menunjang kegiatan pembelajaran, mengajar, dan juga sebagai pendukung layanan budaya. Dengan begitu, masyarakat dapat memahami serta melestarikan budaya mereka. Kemudian juga perpustakaan Hamka bukan hanya memperkenalkan koleksinya, tetapi perpustakaan ini menjadi sarana bagi siswa untuk bereksperimen membuat suatu produk seperti cara pembuatan batik dan miniatur wayang. Dengan kegiatan ini, perpustakaan ingin mewujudkan bentuk pelestarian budaya dengan cara kultur experience, yang dimana perpustakaan ini mengajarkan kepada siswa pengalaman langsung mengenai budaya Indonesia. Selanjutnya akan saya lanjutkan ke rekan saya, Mutia.
Next is challenges and solution to preserving cultural identity through the role of libraries. Next. Challenge in preserving cultural identity. The first is lack of public awareness. Banyak generasi muda sekarang kurang memahami pentingnya budaya lokal. Budaya dianggap kuno dan tidak relevan, sehingga nilai dan tradisi mulai ditinggalkan. The second is limited funding source. Pelestarian budaya memerlukan biaya yang besar, sementara banyak perpustakaan, terutama di daerah seperti kota kecil, kabupaten, itu kekurangan anggaran untuk konservasi dan promosi. The third is barriers to digitalization. Digitalisasi itu sangat penting untuk melindungi koleksi budaya, tetapi banyak perpustakaan belum memiliki infrastruktur atau SDM yang memadai. Next. The solution to preserve cultural identity. The first is community collaboration. Ini seperti perpustakaan itu dapat berkolaborasi dengan seniman atau tokoh lokal untuk mendokumentasikan dan mempromosikan budaya-budaya lokal. The second is cultural education program. Itu seperti mengadakan kelas bahasa, diskusi budaya, dan pertunjukan seni yang dapat menumbuhkan rasa cinta budaya, khususnya di kalangan anak muda. The third is technology utilization. Digitalisasi koleksi dan pelatihan teknologi bagi pustakawan dapat memperluas akses dan menjaga kelestarian budaya secara berkelanjutan. Saya kembalikan ke moderator.
Okay, guys, thank you so much to explaining our presentation. So maybe I want to give space to Miss Ainin. Maybe before Miss want to story about cultural in International Islamic University Malaysia. Are you want Miss to asking about our material about cultural in Indonesia, Miss? Maybe that is your space, Miss.
Okay. So I just want to confirm that all of you is master in library and information science.
Yes, we is in
Uh,
majoring in library and informations.
Also previously, degree in what?
Our degree is S1, S
Oh,
sergeant.
not library lah.
Uh, yeah,
Not library and information science.
bachelor, Miss, bachelor.
Bachelor in library and information science.
Yes.
Also currently a master in library and information science.
Yes.
Maybe Mutia or Rose or Shahwa can answer, not only Faiz, because I want to hear many. This is a focus group discussion, right? So there might be many people can talk, not only Faiz can interrupt. Okay. So all of you is classmate. I just want to know, like before I continue to share, I want to know roughly. So all of you is a classmate or different batch?
We are in same classrooms.
Or same classroom? Okay. So this one
Yeah.
is the end result for this project. You might do the thesis or just like just simple project.
So maybe our lecture is give us text is and main text is we must finding uh, narasumber in other countries actually, and
Or this one
also
is just like assignment, assignment.
yes, like we must discuss make FGD with the people in another in also in no Indonesia because we also choose Malaysia and because I hope it's easy to us to communication is so I
Yeah.
choose Malaysia because and absolutely the topic is free about our discussion but uh, my colleague Rehana communication in you in Gmail about he choose topic about cultural in library so you interest and I am my colleague Rehana is agree about I will take their uh, their topic Raihana topic with you but Raihana have a different topic with another speaker not you Miss Ainin so Raihana give the content of Miss Ainin to me because that's many communication about Rehana and Miss. I'm so sorry, Miss.
Yes. Many miscommunication. Okay. So I will share a bit about. Do you have any question about me?
I
Any
think
question from
yes.
yeah, Mutia, Ruth, or Shahwa can interrupt. I want to hear your voice. Anybody? Any question that you want to ask me before I proceed to share my little experience? Boleh, boleh. Jangan takut. Ada tak cakap bahasa Melayu pun boleh, bahasa bahasa Indonesia pun boleh. Ah,
Berapa lama
okay.
Miss udah jadi pustakawan?
Pustakawan ya.
Iya.
Sebelum saya jadi pustakawan di IUM, saya jadi pustakawan di universiti di uh, di Malaysia juga, tapi bukan IUM. Jadi total dalam 7 years. Sebelum ni cakap bahasa Melayu ni. Sebelum ni saya apa research officer dekat Kementerian Kesihatan. Kementerian Kesihatan. Bahagian research. Okay.
Oke, Miss, di perpustakaan International Islamic University Malaya ini, Miss
Mm-mm.
sendiri bekerja di bagian pengelolaan apa kira-kira, Miss?
Saya di bahagian thesis and digital preservation unit. Jadi macam tu yang saya tertanya-tanya tadi. Kenapa pilih saya kan? Sebab kat sini di IUM kita ada uh, unit archive, unit di arkib kita ada. Jadi yang itu lagi orang kata relate, very relate lah dengan tajuk topik you all kan. Hmm. Jadi macam kalau macam saya thesis and digital preservation. More kepada thesis dan manuskrip. Hmm. Okay,
Maybe Miss, I want to ask about your education, Miss. So I
education.
want to know in the bachelor when you
Mm-mm.
study in are you study in IUM or another university?
Mm-mm. Okay lah. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you, University Sumatera Utara. Do you call it as USU or USU or what?
USU, Miss.
USU,
USU.
eh? Oh, okay. For inviting me for this focus group discussion. Okay, so my name is Aini Sofia Binti Hussein, and currently I'm working as a librarian at International Islamic University Malaysia. Previously, I pursue my degree, bachelor in Sunnah with Information Management, lebih kepada Information Management ya. Kemudian sambung master in Library and Information Science di IIUM. After that, currently I'm working as a librarian at IIUM. After my experience at other library.
I get. Thank you, Miss. But
Okay.
also, I want to ask about are is librarian why you choose to work in librarian? Why in the master you change to librarian? Miss? I
Okay.
also interested about.
Okay. Like my bachelor in Sunnah with Information Management. Actually, information management is kindly more related to library science because they teach me on how the information and also the data we have to manage it. So that one is part of the library science, right? So that's how the part of library science, knowledge management, all of it is in the library science. So that's why after I doing the bachelor in information management, I decided to continue my further study into the library science. But after that, I just thinking, why all of you uh, take the library and information science? Maybe Shahwa can answer first.
Oke, Miss, saya milih jurusan ini karena masih banyak pustakawan yang di Indonesia tuh sedikit. Jadi
Oh,
di perpustakaan di Indonesia banyak yang tidak sesuai latar belakang dengan jurusannya. Banyak pustakawan yang tidak berlatar belakangi jurusan perpustakaan. Jadi saya minat dengan ngambil jurusan ini, gitu, Miss.
oh ya, ya. Bagus. Kemudian terus ke
Baik, Miss. Alasan saya masuk jurusan perusahaan ini because of all my family have same jurusan of me. Jadi diperkenalkan sama saudara, keluarga yang masuk ini aja jurusannya, prospeknya lumayan juga gitu. Jadi terinspirasi buat saya masuk di sini. Gitu, Miss.
jadi ada darah library dalam diri ya.
Ya, sebagian besar
Betul.
pustakawan juga, Miss.
Oh ya, 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 ya. Oke, Mutia.
Saya awalnya disarankan oleh guru saya dan saya juga tertarik karena saya suka membaca gitu, Bis. Awalnya saya
Oh,
tidak
bagus.
tahu tentang pustakawan atau apapun
Mm-mm.
jenisnya.
Bagus. Faiz?
In my reason to choose my bachelor in library, actually, this is my second option because
Mm-mm.
in senior high school, my major is science. Actually, science is mathematics,
Science.
and in the when I choose to USU to college, I choose is mathematics and second is
Mm.
library. And after the test of the college, I get reject in mathematics and accept in librarian. And also maybe I
Mm.
love to read book and I love to visit a library in my senior high school. I think that's I choose library in second.
Mm. Interesting. Mm-mm. Okay, next. Next question. Next question. So I just proceed to share my what we call experience, or you want to ask, or in between you want to interrupt, so you can interrupt. So I can what we call share the my experience, or you have another question.
Maybe
Okay.
Miss, we want to we want to listening to your experience is in preserving the cultural
Mm-mm.
object is in the IUMS. So we want
Okay.
to know about how cultural in IUMS.
Mm-mm. Okay. First of all, I just want to I will share the information. I will share the information and experience with all of you, and then after after that, I will share the what we call it, the screen to show the website. But at the end of the session, the library website. Okay. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As we know that the library uh, is more than just a borrow book. And as all of you mentioned before in the presentation, the library is also help us to preserve the cultural identity, especially for the youth and also the future generation. So, so I just simply share like for the role of the libraries in IUM, what we do as for now. So, as part of our effort to preserve and promote the cultural identity, so our library have provide access to the what we call a wide range cultural and also historical resources. We have the historical documents, we have books and also manuscripts and also dedicated database that we subscribe in online database, and that one can be used by the user. The user mean a student or staff that use the library. So we also offer access to the physical archive gallery because in IUM we have a physical archive gallery. It's just like a room that have a lot of historical documents about IIUM itself, how the IIUM is established, how IIUM is grow, and etc. So, other than that, every month, so we have another section. We call it as learning support section. So, learning support section, normally they will organize a monthly exhibition, such as we have the Kampung Gombak exhibition. Kampung Gombak, like IUM is at Gombak. The place named as Gombak. Any of you have go to IUM? Yes,
Uh,
not yet.
I visit not IUM, but I also visit the Kuala Lumpur and Penang.
Oh, or during your bachelor?
Yes.
Oh, during your bachelor or
No,
school?
no,
Oh, not yet, not yet.
not yet, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, okay. Inshallah, in the future, you can come to IUM to do PhD in library science. Okay. So, we have a monthly exhibition such as Kampung Gombak exhibition and also have Muslim scholars exhibition that had in Malaysia, and also like bee exhibition, bee lebah, bee lebah, bee exhibition, anything related to Malaysia. So all of these aim to highlight what we call our heritage and also develop interest among the user, the student, the staff, or even the community around IUM to come in to Gombak. Is it okay? My presentation, do you understand either it's too fast or is it too
I
fast?
think that's normal, miss. Normal, and we can also
Clear.
clear. I
Okay, okay. Okay, and then we also entertain if the user or school or any institution want to visit the library, like we organize various program and activities, like including the school tour to our library. Like as today, we receive tour from secondary schools and also previously from other library, from other institution, either in Malaysia or even Indonesia. And like previously, we organized the Human Library Program. The Human Library Program like allow participants, instead of they borrowing a book, they borrowing a people to share their knowledge or experience that they had. So instead of we borrow a book, we borrow a people. That's mean the Human Library event. Like we hope that inshallah with all of this initiative, so we encourage a greater cultural appreciation and also understanding among the community and also uh, anybody that come to the library. Mm-mm. Actually, a lot I want to share, but do you have any specific question? You may ask, you may interrupt. Mm. Like okay, I just want to share like our library we have another branches like this one IUM, we have in Gombak. We also have another library at ISTEC at KL, Kuala Lumpur. So that one ISTEC, the name of the library is Syed Muhammad Nakib Al Atas Library. So the library is focused on the Islamic manuscript in digital and also physical format. So the staff have what we call uh, have to man the digitization machine in order to digitize the manuscript itself. Manuscript in many language, either in Malay, in Arabic, in what we call in China, Russia, and many language we have. So if what we call the user want to search more about the manuscript, so they may visit the seminar library or ISTEC library at ISTEC. So like previously I told you, I'm doing the manuscript. So I'm doing cataloging. I catalog the manuscript that focus on the British Library, the manuscript that we bought at British Library. And then most of the manuscript related to Sharia, Islamic history, philosophy, and also Malay literature. Like in USU, do you have any manuscript place or website that the user can refer in USU? You have manuscript? Ada manuskrip ke? Atau tidak pasti?
Kalau untuk manuskrip gitu nggak ada, Miss, kalau di USU.
Tak ada.
Iya.
Dia dia macam macam USU, dia fokus on what macam IUM, the Islamic kan. Like USU business ke management ke macam mana? Dia fokus on
The USU is not focused in Islamic because our universitas is all religion is can university, and the focus is to and the syntax and social, and actually there is many
Social.
majoring, not in
Mm-mm.
focus in technique or focus in business, no, because many major in uso is
Okay. Oh, okay. Like another what we call another example, like in our library previously on level 2 and until now, the level 2 is dedicated for the Khair Book Village. The Khair Book Village is KHAIR. For KH is refer to the Khalifah. For KHA is refer to Amanah, and I refer to Iqra, and R refer to Rahmatan lil Alamin. So the books or reference that available at level 2 is related to the Islamic and also Sharia based, like anything regarding history, Islamic culture, or anything regarding Islamic will be available at level 2. So like we want the dedicated level for Islamic collection. Like another example, like user can access a variety of resources, including books, online database, and also we have IUM digital manuscript. I will show you after this. We have the website. So this one will help the student to refer uh, the the Islamic resources, which is the culture of Islam, to understand about Islam. And also in IUM Digital Manuscript also have the Malay manuscript. So some of them might search for the medicine history about the what we call it, ubat-ubat berkenaan dengan ubat-ubat tradisional dulu-dulu, dia boleh refer apa ni manuskrip yang kita ada. Hmm. After this, I will share with you the IUM knowledge portal that managed by IUM Library. So in the IUM knowledge portal, the user and also the community and also like all of you also can search the information regarding the history and also the programs that have been done by IUM. Even the chat GPT also cannot find it. So you can search in the IUM knowledge portal. Like IUM knowledge portal, they have 10 knowledge clusters, including the expert corner, award and achievement, research output, community engagement, any program that we have done in the library, also between the library or outside, and also the university history. Okay. Is it clear? Or you have any question?
Um,
Hmm.
untuk memperkenalkan kayak manuskrip tadi, Miss, itu ada
Mm-mm.
nggak kayak melakukan pameran atau gitu ke masyarakat
Mm-mm.
luas gitu? Ada
Ya,
nggak?
ya. Ada macam kita ada buat exhibition, kan, exhibition monthly exhibition pun ada menunjukkan manuskrip tu, dan kemudian kita ada buat monthly promotion. Kita buat promotion di Facebook, di social media lah, social media, di Instagram pun ada, social media, and also email-email berkenaan dengan manuskrip-manuskrip yang ada di IUM. Macam tu. Jadi tu caranya kita promote uh, the visibility of the manuscript. Jadi macam kalau student tu dia datang library, sebelum dia masuk library tu ada TV besar. Dekat TV tu nanti dia ada list. Macam setiap bulan ada manuskrip apa yang baru. Dia sebenarnya bukan baru ada. Dia sebenarnya baru di katalog. Macam kita katalog kita ada subject heading, call number yang kita perlu letak kan. Jadi kita yang itu yang terbaru lah. Macam tu. Jadi macam relate dengan soalan Syahwa tadi, uh, kita juga ada apa kata kolaborasi kolaborasi dengan Majlis Agama Islam Wilayah Persekutuan, iaitu Kuala Lumpur punya punya Majlis Agama Islam. Dia ada bagi macam donation dekat IUM untuk kita buat digitization manuskrip tu, untuk kita scan, kita nak katalog kan. Macam tadi ada yang present tadi berkenaan dengan human resource, budget, kan. Dia yang tadi yang siapa present tadi saya tak ingat. Mutia kot present yang berkenaan tu. Jadi macam kat situ kita ada kolaborasi dengan orang luar untuk minta collaboration.
So maybe I want to ask what the
Uh-uh.
technology is
Mm-mm.
to process manuskrip Islamic, or apakah menggunakan teknologi AI Miss untuk mempermudah atau
Tak.
teknologi?
Dia macam nanti saya tunjuk
Iya,
Saya share boleh?
eh,
Saya nak
boleh.
share. Ya, macam mana? Saya share Kita macam ni. Dia kalau macam manuskrip, dia macam kita tak boleh apa nama? Kita tak boleh guna AI sebab dia benda yang sangat fragile dan tak boleh berubah. Jadi AI tak boleh menggantikan manuskrip. Jadi dia tunjuk. Dia boleh nampak
In the process, Miss.
proses. Okay. Boleh ke? Bismillah. Boleh? Boleh.
Clear. Is
Okay, okay. Okay. This is our official Dar Al Hikmah Library website. Okay, this is how the IUM Library website. Okay, cuma nak hilang ni. Okay. Okay, jadi tadi berkenaan soalan Faiz tadi, kita akan klik IUM manuskrip, dia akan keluar yang ini. Okay. Ini adalah contoh website yang kita ada yang mengumpulkan IUM digital manuskrip. So, apa ni, staff library akan scan dulu, kemudian akan dikatalog, kemudian akan publish lah. Everybody can kejap. Saya tunjuk contoh ya. Okay, this is our collection for manuscript only. We have Urdu, Malay manuscript, Arabic manuscript, Persian, Ottoman Turkish, Helmut Ritter, Pocock, British Library, and all of these manuscript, the user, especially the IUM community, can view it. Okay, for example, we can try Malay manuscript. Dia akan jadi slow sikit nak buka kalau manuskrip tu banyak page. Dia banyak page. Dia slow ya. Ya. Okey. Jadi ini adalah contoh kita punya manuskrip yang fizikal, yang di-scan. Macam Tuhfatul Ahbab At-Talib Syekh Abdul Rahman kan. Ini antara contoh lah. Macam manuskrip kita memang tak boleh pakai AI. Sebab dia memang asli kan. Jadi tak boleh pakai AI. Kalau macam kita nampak ada macam kotor-kotor ni kita tak boleh hilangkan. Sebab itu adalah kita nak jaga dia punya cultural heritage dia tu. Jadi kita tak buang. Itu yang mahal tu kan dia macam rosak-rosak tu kan. Ni manuskrip zaman dulu ni. Ni boleh baca ni sebab dia bahasa Jawa. Itulah contohnya. Okey tak? Okey tak? Jadi antara contoh lain pun kita ada manuskrip yang bukan Malay, kita ada Urdu dan Turki kan. Ah, Kita lagi punya English. Macam tu. Ya, macam mana kita nak hilangkan dia? Dia mengganggu saya. Oh, boleh bergerak. Okay, kemudian, okay, ini contoh library website tadi. Kemudian kita ada IIUM thesis repository. Macam kata, this is one part of kita nak jaga culture kita kan. Jika kita buat research berkenaan dengan budaya culture. Kita akan buat thesis. Ini semua list of thesis yang dibuat oleh student master dan PhD di IIUM. Cultural heritage. Kita tengok ada tak yang berkenaan dengan culture. See. Okay. Kita ada. Mungkin after this, Syahwa ke, Faiz ke, Rus ke, ni nak buat PhD dekat UIA ke? Boleh. Tengok aja tajuk kat sini. Semua ada. InsyaAllah membantu. Ini kalau duduk di negara, duduk di negara sendiri pun boleh tengok. Tak perlu datang UAE. Mm-mm. The Rule of Muhammadiyah tadi kan? Ada tadi yang cerita tadi pasal Muhammadiyah. Okay. Kemudian yang tadi saya cerita berkenaan KM Portal tadi. IM Knowledge Portal. For example here kita nak cari berkenaan apa ni bukan macam before this IUM Library also organize like monthly exhibition like calligraphy right? Calligraphy. Ya, sini. Kejap yang sini. Calligraphy. Okay. We have Arabic calligraphy in manuscript, Islamic calligraphy. Actually, most of the reference or the information that available in IUM mostly related to Islam because we are Islam University, right? We have a wedding invitation, a place card, bright guide to simple calligraphy. This one is also the cultural part. Okay. Jadi macam kalau student nak cari pun dia boleh cari walaupun dia bukan study di IUM. Dia nak tahu berkenaan apa IUM kan. Apa-apa berkenaan preservation ke, macam history ke, semua ada insyaAllah. Dan history kan. Ini dia macam one stop center of the knowledge. Any information yang ada in IUM. Kita boleh refer kat sini. one-stop center. So this one will be focused on 10 cluster, 10 knowledge cluster, which is like rule and policy, expert corner, uh, award and archive, knowledge resources, research output, SDG flagship. SDG and flagship is any program that have been organized by IUM. We have a sustainable, okay, marine school, Malay medical manuscript, related to the culture, no? Okay. Gombak Engineers Heritage orang asli. How about the culture of orang asli? Because near with IUM, we have the community of orang asli here. Like Islamic Social Finance for B40 community, emotional and psychosocial support. Macam tu. Ada banyak yang kita boleh tengok. Kalau macam di USU, dia ada ke macam tu? Dia macam library punya, kita ada one stop center untuk knowledge. Macam untuk student refer tu. Saya tak dengar. Ada?
Yes, Miss. In USU we have open public access. It's a repository of USU. It's
Open public access.
Yeah, open public for student to in the collection of our librarian is the information is in the open public USU or repository.
Jadi macam kalau yang dekat sini, dia more kepada general. Kalau kita nak fokus kepada library only, kita pergi ke website library ni, dia ada kita punya open access in English, open access in Arabic, online database, we have e-books, macam kita boleh refer kat sini. Macam kita ada macam di YouTube pun ada cara-cara kalau macam nak tengok kan yang sebelum ni punya practice. Ada annual report kalau nak tahu berkenaan dengan library IUM. Macam tu lah. Database dulu. Okay. Ada soalan lagi?
Mungkin aku mau nanya, Miss, untuk manuskrip tadi itu kan masih terjemahan aslinya kan? Dari IUM sendiri ada nggak misalnya mentranslate dalam bahasa Malaysia sendiri atau bahasa lainnya? Dan kalaupun untuk cara mengakses itu, apakah dari negara lain bisa mengakses? Dan kalau bisa itu prosedur aksesnya itu bagaimana, Mas?
Jadi macam kalau soalan Rus tu, kalau macam untuk translation, tak semualah. Sebabnya tak semua orang akan berminat ataupun interest untuk tahu berkenaan manuskrip. Jadi kalau macam kita sebagai pustakawan, kita nak translate kan, mengambil masa. Macam kadang-kadang orang tak nak tengok. Jadi selalunya orang yang refer manuskrip adalah orang yang mahu belajar ataupun buat research berkenaan manuskrip tu kan. Jadi tak semualah manuskrip yang kita translate. Jadi berkenaan yang tadi, yang kedua, apa tadi? Untuk accessible luar ya. Untuk masa sekarang, kita hanya bagi akses untuk IUM community, user atau student ataupun staff. Untuk orang luar, dia boleh request, tapi dia orang akan dapat 3 pages teaser yang terawal. No, 3 pages teaser, mana-mana page yang akan dipilih nanti. Kemudian bila dia baca teaser tu, contoh kalau dia kata dia berminat, jadi dia kena datang library, nanti untuk 1 pages tu dia ada harga dia. Jadi kalau nak free, kena jadi student UIA lah. Macam tu. Kalau nak free boleh jadi student UIA. Ni kalau macam, kalau, tapi selalunya researcher ke lecturer kan, dia orang boleh lah nak bayar sebab untuk ada grant kan. Ada grant, boleh bayar lah. Kalau nak beli 1 pages. Sebab 1 page, sebab dulu pun sebelum kita beli manuskrip tu pun dia agak mahal. Macam tu lah. Dia ada fee impose.
Okay, thank you for explaining.
Kalau di USU dia tesis dalam bentuk fizikal lagi ke ada online? Kalau tak ada fizikal ke masih ada fizikal? Maksudnya yang jenis macam ni kan, dia ada fizikal kan? Ke dah tak ada yang fizikal lah? Ke semua online di USU? Boleh? Tak dengar lah. Asma. Macam mana ni ketua Faiz? Ada ke tak? Physical
Yes,
thesis?
sorry, Miss.
Ada
Uh,
physical thesis tak?
yes, yes, ada in USU is ready, Miss, for the physics. Physics is also ready, and maybe I want to ask about the manuscript is what is criteria, Miss, to choose and to use the manuscript of Islamic. What is standard and the regulation?
Maksudnya regulation untuk student nak guna manuskrip ke?
Maybe like criteria to choose the manuscript, because there are many manuscripts. What
Okay.
is the why the reason to choose the manuscript?
Okay, actually, the criteria is based on the author itself. Like for example, for Faiz. Faiz want to do research about the Islamic wedding, Malay wedding in Malaysia. So Faiz can search the manuscript related to wedding, Malay wedding in Malaysia. Actually, that one is based on the author itself. Like if the author or the researcher wanted to search for the dedicated manuscript, so they can search the title or any related subject that they want. Okay, I will show you the example macam macam ini tadi kan. Kita ada browse by subject. Bila kita browse by subject, okay. Okay, kita ada filosofi, kita ada logik, psikologi, Judaism, Islamic, Islam, Christianity, okay, filologi linguistik, and then science and also mathematics. So the author or the researcher can choose their own interest in order to search for the manuscript. Itu bergantunglah kepada orang yang nak cari berkenaan apa, dia akan cari. Selalunya orang yang buat research, dia dah tahu dah dia nak cari tajuk manuskrip tu manuskrip berkenaan apa. Macam tu. Okay. Ada lagi? Ada lagi ke?
Wait, Miss, maybe my colleague Mutia want to ask you, but wait, but he want to, Mutia. Yes.
Baik, saya mau bertanya tentang tantangan dalam menyebarluaskan atau mempromosikan manuskrip perpustakaan. Di apa?
Apa tadi? Tantangan tu macam mana? Saya
Tan-
buka mic tak dengar.
Tantangan dalam menyebarluaskan atau mempromosikan manuskrip di perpustakaannya.
Uh, Tantangan tu macam apa ya?
Like obstacle, Miss, obstacle.
Obstacle. Tak ada tantangan. Asalnya kita tak ada tantangan untuk kita nak promote manuskrip. Sebab kita dah buat website. Okey ke internet? Ke internet tu macam hmm, tak okey. Slow kan. Dengar.
Yes, the internet in you is yellow, Miss.
Ha, maybe my internet.
Yes.
Okey. Jadi macam tantangan tu kita tak ada sangat. Kita sebab kita ada IUM Digital Manuscript website tadi. Yang website tu kan. Jadi macam any researcher, any author, any user can refer directly to the website. Ataupun tantangan dari sudut apa tu?
Untuk kendala mendigitalkan manuskrip itu sendiri ada nggak, Miss?
Alhamdulillah tak ada. Sebab kita ada manuskrip what we call microform digitization machine. Macam mana? Kalau macam cuba Google kan, nanti akan keluar microform digitization machine. Kita akan jumpa mesin yang memang khas untuk digitize manuskrip, nak digitize microform. Microform tu tahu ke? Microform dia bentuk macam ni. Macam ni. Ini mikrofon. Tapi mikrofon ada dua. Satu microfiche. Ni microfiche. Satu lagi microfilm. Ingat tak microfilm yang macam gambar zaman dulu-dulu yang putar tu? Macam filem tu kan? Itu microfilm. Yang ini microfiche. Jadi, contoh. Di setiap satu ni, dia ada dia punya, ni bahasa Arab. Nanti kita akan scan dia punya ni menggunakan microphone digitization machine. Macam human apa ni, macam staff pun alhamdulillah okey cukup kan. Dengan alat yang kita ada lah, dengan mesin tu mencukupi. Macam tu. Saya nak tanya, umur-umur rata-rata berapa?
20 Miss.
Berapa?
20.
20. 20. Muda.
I'm 19, Miss. I'm 19.
Betul. Macam mana 19 dah sama master laju? Oh, 19.
Yeah, me
Oh.
19.
Ini Syahwa?
I'm 20, Miss.
20.
Ya.
Okay. Ini tu Mutia berapa tu? Mutia ke Rus tadi?
Me 20, Miss.
20. Muda kan? Oh, laju juga sambung master eh. Jadi semua master library sana ni? Oh, laju juga. Dia kalau bachelor dekat sana berapa tahun?
4 years, Miss.
Sekolah habis umur berapa?
Is high school or university, Miss?
Sekolah menengah yang
Yes.
itu umur berapa habis?
17 tahun, Miss.
17.
17?
Ya.
Yes.
17.
It's the senior high school is 17.
Kalau bachelor 4 tahun?
Bachelor, yes, 4 tahun. It's the
Tak.
normal is 4 tahun.
18, 19, 20. Oh, maksudnya tapi sekarang dah umur 20 dengan 19. Macam mana laju master pula?
It's normal for the situation in student in Indonesia. It's a normal, not late and not too fast. Nggak terlalu lama, nggak terlalu cepat. It's normal.
Macam dulu saya kan sekolah habis umur 17. Lepas tu sambung belajar asasi. Asasi setahun. Lepas tu bachelor 4 tahun. Sambung master umur 23.
Assassin is like senior high school.
Tak. Asasi tu dia macam diploma.
Oh, yes,
Dia macam sebelum masuk universiti dia kena asasi ataupun STPM itulah kalau Malaysia dia.
But in Indonesia is there no diploma because it's to yes, if you choose bachelor, you just start study at bachelor.
Cepatlah jimatlah masa. Macam fast track.
It's normal Indonesia.
Bagus. Nanti umur 25 dah ada doktor. Doktor Faiz macam tu.
Amin, Miss.
Yeah, which needs to many money sih, Miss. To a PhD, I need to have many money.
InsyaAllah scholarship.
Yes.
Scholarship.
What is your in the next year, Miss? What is you want to achieve? Like maybe you want to is like study in like PhD, or maybe you want to another achievement
PhD,
in next year maybe?
I think PhD, if macam in my point of view, if we want to study in PhD, I think better we become the lecturer after that, not become the librarian. Because
I
if
know.
because if we become the lecturer in library science, so we can educate more people. Like if we become the librarian, but we have PhD, but we become the librarian, so we just educate the user around us. In my opinion lah, personally. Not yet, maybe in the future, but not next year lah. Because I have actually I have family lah. I have family to focus on. I already have 2 children.
Wow. Is that boy or girls?
One daughter and 1 son.
Balance, seimbang.
One husband.
Yes, nice. Are your husband is working in librarian to miss or another jobs?
No. My husband is related to the Sharia and law.
Law.
Because I don't like a librarian man.
Fair. Okay. Iya. Maybe Miss, we and my friend have next class actually.
Next class.
Yes, my lecture have presentation also.
Yeah. It's okay.
But
We can end our session.
yeah, I want to say many thank you, Miss, and also on behalf of the team, we sincerely apologize for any shortcomings and many error we have during our FGD Miss. We also extend our deep gratitude and thanks to you, Miss, for taking your time to share your valuable knowledge and experience with us. We hope that the time and knowledge you have shared will contribute positively to us and for me and team. Once again, thank you for your active participation, Miss Ainin. We will now bring this meeting to a close. We hope Miss Ainin has a productive day ahead. Thank you, Miss.
Oh, panjang ada punya conclusion. Terima kasih ya. Maaf juga. Panjang sangat ayat-ayat itu.
Thank you.
Oke, terima kasih ya. Maafin juga kalau ada kurang yang terlebih. Mungkin.
Yes. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sudah.